Can we have a moment for Pierre Polievre using his gay dad to get political points? Why didn't you do this during the campaign? I'm so confused. Hello everyone, welcome to Can We Have a Moment? I am your host Adam Carroll, and today we're talking about a couple of things, but we're talking first about Pierre Polievre. If you don't know who Pierre Polievre is, congratulations, you must be living such a peaceful life. He is the leader of the Federal Conservative Party in Canada. And, sorry, I thought Eugene growled at me. Oh, my co-host Eugene. He's around here somewhere. Pierre Polievre is currently on like a podcast tour in the United States. I'm not sure why. You would think he would be working for his constituents, since his constituents pay his salary, but for whatever reason, he's like, oh, it's podcast tour time in another country, let's do it. So I don't know. I'm completely confused. He was on Joe Rogan like a week or so ago, and now he's on, or he was just on The Diary of a CEO, hosted by Stephen Bartlett. And yeah, there's a clip of him. There's a few clips of him going viral, but I want to focus in on this one clip of him going viral where he talks about his parents' divorce when he was like 12 years old. And then they talk about his gay dad. Let's dive into it.
And he gave me a lot of wonderful lessons, and I think is responsible for my way with words.
Marlene and Donald?
That's right.
So Marlene's your adoptive mother, Donald's your adoptive father. They divorced when you're 12 years old.
Yes, it would be around that time. I was in grade 5.
Very difficult time for parents to divorce. Very difficult time. I remember that period of life very, very clearly, because I remember one day my parents coming to me and telling me that they didn't love each other anymore and that they were going to get a divorce. They didn't.
Okay,
I'm just going to stop it there. What? Your parents told you they were getting divorced, and then they didn't end up getting divorced? I don't know. Okay. He has spent a lot of money at the therapist's office, that's for sure.
But I remember which, I think did enough damage, but it was around that age. And I remember where I was stood in the house. I remember what I was wearing when they said that to me, because it's earth-shattering.
it is actually.
I can't unforget it. It was traumatizing.
Well, my dad told me, and he wanted to tell me alone, so we got into the car. He said he wanted to take me for a drive, and we drove to the local corner store, and we parked in the car, and he told me that there. But it is very traumatizing, and but at the same time, like, they were very, very good parents, so I don't judge them for how they ended up apart. We were very blessed. They gave me a great start in life. Even though they weren't together, they loved us very much, and they gave us all they could.
And Donald would eventually come out as gay.
That's right.
One would assume that he was dealing with the conflict of feelings.
Yes.
For much of the time.
He had been raised in a very devoutly French Catholic household, and that's why we have a French name. And before he got married, he'd even consider going into the priesthood, and he was a very devoutly Catholic person. He genuinely loved my mother, but obviously he wasn't programmed that way. He has a wonderful partner, and we're friends with, very close with him and his partner, Ross, right now.
Do you see how that's changed you as a man? As you've grown up, whether it's your perspective on what love and romance is or anything else?
I think that if everything just been, white picket fences and, totally predictable, and then I wouldn't be the kind of person I am today. I think it's also, it's like you. Would you have been as successful as you are if you had a very easy childhood? I doubt it. I bet all the hardships that you had, and the twists and turns that took you from Botswana to the United Kingdom and then onward probably gave you some superpower. And so I think it gave me the chance to understand that you don't judge people, you love them for who they are. My parents also taught me an important lesson.
Okay, so I'm going to try and not judge Stephen Bartlett and just love him for who he is and for the fact that You clearly saw in your research that Pierre Polievre had a gay adopted father. And yet, for whatever reason, Stephen Bartlett did not bring up the fact that Pierre Polievre in 2005 voted against marriage equality in Canada. And then in 2006, tried to bring up the discussion again to overturn it. He was a part of that. But that wasn't brought up here. Wasn't brought up here at all. He didn't have to defend that. He didn't have to say that that was a mistake. That just wasn't brought up. Stephen Bartlett let him have a bit of a pass on that. Like, how would you not? You know you're going to... You're interviewing a conservative. And you're like, yeah, I don't need to look up where he has stood on things and voted on things and the blatant hypocrisy. He's literally using his dad for political, like, clout or political, like, whatever the fuck, political points or whatever the fuck. Like, I can't stand this man. I cannot stand this man. Little Mike Johnson Jr. up here. Like, he literally looks like Mike Johnson. Does he not? Does anybody else see that? Am I insane? He looks like a little Mike Johnson. Anyways, enough about Pierre Polievre. I think he's an idiot. I want to play 2 clips of Avi Lewis. If you don't know who Avi Lewis is, get ready, because I'm thinking you're going to be hearing, especially if you live in Canada and you are following Canadian politics, I think you're going to be hearing a lot of him. I don't know. He's the new leader of the NDPs. Sorry, I got no memory today. I can't even remember if I just said that or not. And also, Eugene's just chowing down beside me, just having a big old supper. Yeah. Anyways, new leader of the NDPs. The NDPs just got a new leader after the most recent election. So Avi Lewis won the leadership race for the NDPs, and here is a little clip of him from his victory speech, just talking with such moral clarity about what's happening in Gaza.
We're not shy about saying the loud part out loud. We're not burying our politics in platitudes. We're communicating with straight talk grounded in moral clarity.
When Israel commits a genocide in Gaza, we call them out.
Start an illegal and reprehensible war against Iran that sets the world on fire. We say Canada should have absolutely no role in it whatsoever.
Okay, so I know this is only a 30-second clip, but, like, the moral clarity is really refreshing to see. Not that, like, you know, because I'm pretty sure, didn't Mark Carney say that he, like, supported the strikes in Iran at first? Like, I'm enjoying the moral clarity over here. I'm enjoying the moral clarity. Here is another clip from an interview on CTV that Avi Lewis did.
You're predicating all of that on things being publicly run and therefore, you know, being more cost efficient for Canadians, being cheaper for Canadians. Don't we have examples in Canada Post, in Via Rail, of the opposite being true? Again, aren't you predicating your main propositions to Canadians on, in this case, falsehoods?
Actually, we have examples of exactly the opposite. We have shoved Canada Post so far into the market mindset that every few months we have a national conversation about why isn't Canada Post making money? Vashi, does the ambulance service make money? Do the police services make money? We're talking about a fundamental public service. And we are so soaked in the market mindset that we expect the post office to make money. It's a public service. It's not for making money. It's for delivering mail to Canadians as part of a fundamental public activity. And that's the mindset change that we need to make public corporations work. In the Second World War, the Minister of Everything, C.D. Howe, created 18 new crown corporations, and Canada played an unbelievable role in fighting fascism in Europe. We need a mission moment like that in Canada, and I think we can have one.
Okay, I've got to leave it there. I would just say I think most people hope Canada Post doesn't necessarily make money, but stops losing money. But we'll leave it on that note, and we'll have another conversation soon. I hope, Mr. Lewis. Congratulations again. Thank you. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Okay, so I've been saying that forever when it comes to Canada Post. Why the fuck are you so worried about Canada Post making a profit, making money? Like, no. Ambulances don't make a profit. No, the police services don't make a fucking profit. In fact, there's a lot of people who have lost their lives to police not being able to support people with mental challenges. So we've actually lost a lot thanks to police. Jesus Christ. I've been saying this forever about Canada Post. Why are we so worried about fucking Canada Post making a goddamn profit? I just don't care. I just don't care. Oh, I got an idea. Tax fucking billionaires. There shouldn't be fucking billionaires in Canada. Just throwing that out there. Fucking tax the fucking fuck out of them all. And have them fucking pay for it. I can't wait to be called a libtard in my comments! Anyways, guys, I brought up Avi Lewis here just because I want to see him get a little bit more attention. I want to see him getting interviewed a little bit more. I'm a big NDP guy. So I'm very curious to see where he ends up going and what ends up happening to the future of each of the political parties. Can you hear Eugene crying to go outside? You're not crying to go outside. Where are you? Okay. I don't know if you can see him. Eugene! That might be his tail. Where? Right there. Right there. Eugene! Anyways, guys, I can't deal with him anymore. Anyways, if you like this video, please thumbs it up. Make sure you're subscribing. Share this video with your friends. Let me know what you thought of what you think of Pierre Polievre going on a fucking media tour in the United States. There's an affordability crisis in Canada, and he's down in the States on a media blitz tour. Bless his little heart. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Eugene! All right, bye, guys.